Okay, so if correctly, we're live right now. I'm just going to double check if that's the case. Yes. Okay, that's good. Okay, take the link, put it in the group. There we go. Okay, so it is there. Clicking this link, just double checking. You know, with live stream, you always gotta double check everything. And it's correct. Pretty fast. Okay, so you can use the chat on the right if you're just on a desktop watching. Please do, so I can also interact with you guys. That would be nice and fun. I'm just going to see the first things that are about the release notes. Let's see. So it's download.redesigned.my.tours/release notes.txt. So the first things I want to get into is the new skins that are there. So in the vehicles, there's the boat. Well, it's a blue and now it's also a green. Well, it's a nice thing to have the title and subtitle by default in there. Yeah, it's a color change. It's nice. But I think more interesting is this one, this skin. So it's the portfolio side menu. And there's a pink, and this one looks pretty nice, I think. So I'm going to import that one as well right away. Man, come on, let's go for it. Import panorama, standard panorama. I'm just gonna take 3 of them, and let's get into it. So first thing is a text-to-speech. So what that means is that you can have certain things, you just type in the text and it will automatically use a voice to name what's there. And as you can see, it is right over here. There's the general settings in the publish playlist, text-to-speech. This whole thing is added. So the volume, rate, pitch, speech on info windows, and speech on e-learning questions and on tooltips. So you can select where to use it as well. But also through actions, you can trigger the text-to-speech. I've been playing around with it in a beta, and just let's do that again. So let's just start with no, not a label, but like a text. There we go. Okay, and it's so small. Let's see, there we go. Let's get it out of the skin. We can do the lorem ipsum as well. Ronald van der Weyden. Let's see how they pronounce that. 3D Vista Trainer, of course. Okay, and now let's say add action. And there is the text-to-speech action. And I want it to be on initialization. Read skin component, stop any speech text. And let's go for read skin component and say done. And let's see what this is gonna bring. I'm very curious how they're going to pronounce my name. It's quite a robot voice, but I see that there's some options with like changing it, so I'm very curious how that's going to work out. Yeah, so I think it's really interesting because, you know, it's not only the text and stuff like that, but also like in the panorama list, reception, rooms, bedrooms, bathroom, exterior area, others, tooltips. I mean, you know, you don't even have to show the tooltips, but you can automatically read them. I think that's really cool. I'm only not sure if I have my audio correct. Let's see. So, no, I don't have Spotify on here. Jeez. Okay, so, okay, so it has audio. So I'm not doing something correct here. So let's try something else. Not on initialization, but on show. Read skin component company text. Oh, so and I need to read the HTML. Aha, there we go. On initialization, done, preview. No. Okay. Text to speech. Let's try something else. On click. And I also want to open a panorama, so I'm pretty sure that the click is working.
Ronald van Wijden, 3D Vista Trainer. Lorem ipsum dolor sit emet, consectitur adipissing illit. Enian commodo ligula egit dolor. Enian massa.
Oh, yeah.
Cum socius nata qui penitibus et magnes disparturian montes, nascitur ridiculus muse. Done it?
So, yeah, that's funny. Okay. And now what I'm mostly curious to is the, well, volume. I think that's pretty obvious how that works. But hey, there's a volume in text-to-speech. Would that mean there is a volume in the audio as well? So volume is working, that's pretty good. Oh, but if there's, okay. Let's try the rate to like, well, let's double it and see how that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be very fast.
Ronald van Wijden, 3D Vista Trainer. Lorem ipsum dolor sit emet, consectitur adipissing illit.
That's quite fast. Okay. So let's do the rate very very low, lowest as possible. Let's see how that's gonna be like.
Ronald van Wijden, 3D Vista Trainer.
Wijden!
Lorem ipsum dolor sit emet, consectitur adipissing illit.
That's pretty good.
Enian commodo ligula egit.
Okay, so let's make it something that makes more sense. Welcome to my virtual tour. I think you're awesome. I appreciate you. And I'm happy you're watching my live stream. Oh man, Rudolph, this is, yeah, I don't know. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna check the chat now. Thanks for efforts to update. Awesome update. I'm waiting for Dolly House when we expect the Dolly House. Where is the green screen tutorial video? Did you remove it? No, as far as I know, I did not remove the green screen video. Dolly House, I don't know. And yeah, I know I'm the best. No, thanks. Okay, so let's test this.
Ronald van Wijden, 3D Vista Trainer. Welcome to my virtual tour. I think you're awesome.
I think you're awesome too.
I appreciate you and I'm happy you are watching my live stream.
Live stream. Okay, well, live stream, potato, potato. It's pretty cool. So now I'm really wondering, how does this work with like menu items, such as the buttons? Because can I just say add action, text to speech on rollover, read, I don't know, the text. Oh, so text is like I put something in myself. That's pretty awesome. I can say in the reception, you can find blah blah blah, and then I could copy paste this and say in the rooms add action. Oh no, wait, there's even something better. I can copy paste the text now. Hey, an action. Control C, rooms, Control V. And now Okay, the text is gone, but I can put in a new text and say, in the rooms you can find beds. I don't know if it makes sense. So on rollover, text, done. And you know, like how fast your workflow is going to be now with the copy paste actions. Okay, so
in the reception you can find blah blah blah. In the rooms you can find beds. In the reception you can find blah blah blah. In the rooms you can find beds.
I think it's quite interesting to work around like this, because now you can actually like, and I mean, you know, basically the text to speech is something to like test voiceovers quickly if it makes sense to do a voiceover. And if you really like the idea of a voiceover, you can start you know, talking them, like putting them in yourself, or like order some voiceovers online on Fiverr or something like that, to like get all the voiceovers for every button you have, to say in the reception you can find this, in the rooms you can find that. I mean, it's blowing your mind in terms of like how you can now make a proof of concept in voiceovers and storytelling, and that is really interesting. I really think so. But I mean, hey, I can hold shift, I can take two actions, and I can just copy paste them and paste them again, and I mean, I can really add a lot of actions. How unlimited could this be? I have no idea. Just quickly checking the commands. Chroma key video is missing from your channel. Please re-upload. Okay, we'll look into that. But as you can see, you can actually put in a lot of actions. Well, I've never tried because, I mean, clicking all the time. But now I can just copy paste. Can I also delete all of them? Oh, oops. Yeah, I can delete the whole component. But I don't think I can delete all the actions by selecting them. And no, that's just a little too optimistic. But it's still okay. I mean, who's gonna make so many actions? And luckily the X stays on the same position, so I can delete them quite quickly as well. Okay, so let's move on. So we have publish, playlist. Let's see, we tried the volume, the rate, the pitch. Oh, the pitch I didn't try. Okay. So, pitch.
Ronald van der Wijden, 3D Vista Trainer. Welcome to my virtual tour. I think you're awesome.
I think you're awesome too.
I appreciate you and I'm happy you're...
Oh man, this is so much fun.
Ronald van der Wijden, 3D Vista Trainer. Welcome to my virtual tour.
Sounds more like a girl now.
I think you're awesome.
I think you too.
I appreciate you and I'm happy you are watching my live stream.
Live stream, okay, so let's put the rate a little higher with a high pitch as well. And see how that's going to be like.
Ronald van der Wijden.
Okay, this is
3D Vista Trainer. Welcome to my virtual tour. I think you are awesome. I appreciate...
Oh man, you're going to get so crazy at this.
Ronald van der Wijden. 3D Vista Trainer. Welcome to my virtual tour.
What
I think
if,
you are awesome.
because I would really like her to say...
and I'm happy you are watching my...
Shut up. So I would really like to let them say not Wijden, but Weiden. And I have no idea, but I'm going to try, instead of read skin components, text, and say Weiden, like this. So let's see if I can hack my way into pronouncing it correctly. I don't know.
Ronald van der Wijden.
Wow!
3D Vista Trainer. Welcome to my virtual tour.
So if you want to like let them pronounce differently, you can just change the text to speech. Instead of like the skin component, what they're actually seeing, you can just change it like by spelling it wrong, so that the pronunciation is better, which is really interesting. And you can say stop any speech. Okay, that's also good to have. I think you're going to use this a lot when you're actually building a project. Anything else? So in here we have speech on info windows. Okay, so let's try that. Let's make an info window. Let's remove this. Let's say reception. I'm just going to remove this reception, open info window, and say there's a little text. Hey there. Header. This is cool. Body. Okay. Close button. Okay. Add component. Okay, let's try this. HTTPS. Is it going to read anything from my website or not? I don't know. Okay, let's test this out. Preview. So the reception is the info pop-up window. Let's see. Reception.
Hey there.
Okay, hey there. Unfortunately not my website, that was a little too ambitious. I guess I should have used my own tools for that. But okay, so info window, and now if I just turn this off and I preview, it should not pronounce it there. Just to be sure that I understand the button.
In the rooms you can find beds.
Hey there. Okay, that's working. Okay, so speech and e-learning questions. Speech. I'm not. Yeah, speech and tooltips. I think this is really cool. Ronald's reception. Let's go outside. Take a warm shower. Okay, preview. Let's see. I'm curious.
Let's go outside.
Woo!
Take a warm shower.
Nice.
In the rooms you can find beds.
Oh, this with the tooltips, this is so interesting. Holy shit, everything you're like putting a tooltip on can be read. Wow. Okay. Anything else? So that. Okay, I think I'm gonna take the notes. The copy paste actions already mentioned. Okay, so let's go here. Add new text to speech. Oh, first checking the questions. This would be good for vision impaired navigation. Would you happen to know if this is user selectable before the tour starts? May Magalon, I think if I understand correctly, you mean that you could determine if people could check the how do you say, the text to speech. That's an interesting thought. If you could actually say, read me all the tooltips or not, because right now all the tooltips are just going to be read no matter what, and you cannot use this as like an action, but maybe you can, I don't know. So let's use this one, add action, text to speech, on click, stop any speech. I think the best way to do it is to duplicate the tour and to use deep linking to say, okay, this is a tour without any text to speech and this is a tour with text to speech. So basically file project duplicate. I'm not going to do it right now. And then you make like all the changes. You make an other export for this project, and you just link these tours together. So when you make your introduction screen, let's say like this, and at action you hide it. So show hide components, this one. On click you hide it. well, there's some tutorial about that I've made already. And then basically a button, make a text button. And then this is, ta-da, there we go. Edit styles with text to speech and without. And then basically I would say open URL and then say, well, your tour. Oh man, Ronald. PS. Stars. I don't know, something like this. So this one would like refer to, and then not in a new tab, but in the same iframe. So basically this would only hide this window, and this one would open a new exported tour with the text-to-speech. I think that's your best bet to do. And then say like this, and then it goes to your other tour. Something like that, I think. Okay, let's move on. So text-to-speech with multi-language support. I'm very curious how that's going to be like in e-learning, no, language. If it like, yeah, that's, I think I need some more time to figure that out, how that works in multiple languages and stuff like that. That's in a tutorial later on. Publish tab with several options to configure. Yeah, we just did that. Added 3 options to the text-to-speech panel for automatic use in the following areas: questions for e-learning, tooltips, and info windows. Tooltips. Wow. Added copy-paste for actions and added copy-paste for media. I am not completely sure how that's gonna be like that. The one for media, what I should... Oh, I think like this. Whoa, this was never possible. Whoa. Haha. Okay, if I preview, yeah, it's going to create a lot of extra multi-resolution panoramas. So I'm gonna do that. So Ctrl Z to go back. But this was never possible. And wow, this is. I'm doing this a lot, duplicating the media, because right now that means that I can duplicate this one and then replace this one with a panorama or something like that, and have all the hotspots in there. So let's double check if the hotspots are also staying in there. So there we go. Put one here. Okay. This was already possible. That's nothing new, but yeah. Okay. So here we have some of these hotspots. So now, if I'm correct, I don't know. Can I also duplicate from here? No, that's not possible. Okay, that was a bit too optimistic, but let's go back to the list. There we go. We have to duplicate one. Hotspots, and yes, and yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, that's really nice. I mean, that means that you can duplicate your panorama with all the hotspots attached. That's thank you, 3D Vista. Thank you. Let's move on. Next one. Added Google Tag Manager ID and publish social settings development by Oleg Finger. Okay, I'm not familiar with Google Tag Manager. Something I'm gonna figure out how that's gonna work. But definitely interesting. I think I've heard it's easier than analytics, but I'm not sure. But interesting. Added the possibility to add, remove, order panoramas in a live panorama. Okay, so a live panorama. Let's go to panoramas, add media, import panorama, live panorama, and now I can say okay. There we go. Actually, you should have like a proper before, after, day, night panorama for the live panorama. That's more interesting actually. Let's just publish. I'm going to put this first. I could also Ctrl P for it, but yeah. And I'm going to read the comments. Okay. This is the only part that sometimes sucks, you know, like, oh, waiting for multi-resolution panorama cache. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, moving. So this is the live panorama, and now it's moving to the middle and moving back. But this means that I can go to the live panorama, and yeah, so now it starts with panorama 2 instead of 1. So I can just drag and drop this, which is really nice. And I can even add files. So I had somewhere, this was more interesting. Okay, I don't have it right now. Anyway, so you can add files, which is nice. You can change the order, so it's, and you can even replace, change the original path and maintain the properties of this media. That is all really nice. Okay, let's move on. Added Italian language. Well, I don't speak Italian, but I guess that is language, Italian, and also Chinese. Okay. Well, thanks, Giacomo, I think. Added traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese language. Elton. Thanks, Elton. I think, you know, spreading everything is much better and having it available in multiple languages. Added optimized images in the Publish Popup. Okay. This will use smart compression techniques to reduce the file size of your PNG, minimum lossy JPEG, lossless by around 10 to 13%. Okay, so let's try this. That means that, ooh, they changed the cloud servers. Funny. Okay, so let's first do without optimization. If there's a place like Freddy Vista exports, without compress, and with compress. Okay, so without compress, select map, publish. I don't know if I'm understanding it perfectly correct. Could be misunderstanding. Maybe it's not for the panoramas, maybe it's only for the images. I don't think so. But let's see. Meanwhile, added 2 new dual viewers. The new dual viewers are really interesting. You can basically have like a slider comparison where there's like, you gotta see it. You gotta see to understand. Okay, so let's first do this and publish now as well with optimized images. Without, with, select, publish. What kind of files? I think these are PNGs, the panoramas. Okay, you can see that it's doing something here as well. But wow, 3,313 images. Well, that's probably because of the multi-resolution panorama, which means that when you look in the export folder, you can see that each panorama is being split up by a lot of little files. So, exports. This one, media, panorama. So you look at one panorama, and you can see that that's just. This is how it's splitting up panorama. A lot of files. And here as well. It would be really interesting if you like added one file and make it red and just look how this is gonna look like. I don't know. Interesting thought. There's okay, P. So and then there's VR. I've never really looked into these. Okay, so the optimizing takes much longer, as you can see. So don't do this when you're on a deadline, or just do this on time. It's probably the best. And so you can, there's BDFLRU. It's really interesting to look more into that and see what that actually means and how it's all configured together. Okay, let's check out the size right now. It's right now 49.7 MB and 55.8 when it's like located on the hard drive. So let's see. Okay, almost done there. So it's this one. Okay, let's check it out. So 47 instead of 79 points. Okay, so how much is that actually? In my case, that is minus 47. Oh, pointer's not working. Points. Ah, man. Comma. Minus 47 by. Oh man, calculating Ronald. No, I'm doing it wrong. 49.7. No, it's divided by 2. Divided by 49.7. So in this case, it's like 5.5% reduced. Oh, I mean, every reduction. Every compression is better. Like if it's not noticeable. Making everything go faster. So let's go to the next point. New dual viewers. So dual viewers are right over here. I'm going to remove this container. In the Misc, there is dual viewer and there's split and twins. I'm going to use them both right now. So you can see it's like a whole set of like containers with left containers, right containers and stuff like that. And in the left viewer there's open panorama, so we can say okay, here we go, take the first one and then say edit open panorama on show, it's set by default, left viewer start point fix. Okay, and let's click on this one, right viewer open panorama, and let's use the third one and use done. And now we're going to preview this. This is really nice stuff. So as you can see, well, in this example it's not the best example, but you know, wow, it's even, this is like a live panorama compared to like a non-live panorama. Whoa. I wasn't even thinking of that, but that's, whoa! You can really like put like, make a comparison between default panorama, live panorama, default panorama with HDR panorama. You can change resolutions. I've heard it's a bit more tricky, but it's doable. And say like, okay, this is like a 2K panorama and this is like a 16K panorama. You can do like day and night stuff. But in this one, in this one I can also do this one to change how it's looking like. And now I can just go like this. Well, these are not, they don't have actions, so I don't know if they actually work. And here as well, like it just kaboom. And now let's try this auto viewer. So this is the split viewer, and we also have dual viewer twins. And I think the twins was the one where you could not move this little thing over here. So right viewer, same approach. Just take one. Let's do the live pano, left viewer, open panorama. Let's take the third one again. Okay. Ah, okay. So yeah, this one is not working. The slider, to say so. But I think in the previous one I was not able to do one. Oh no, they were both happening. So it's basically only this thing is the difference. To do this or not. I don't know if you can change left and right. Let's see. Oh yeah, night and day. Day and night. Na, 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 na. Can I change this little viewer separator? Edit styles. Oh yes, I can make it like this. Cool. Okay, so that's customizable. Would it mean, I'm very curious because I don't think a lot of people would notice that you could do this slider thing, and if you could actually change the slider with a custom image to say, hey, you can change the slider, and not the twin viewer but the dual viewer, but that's something I'm going to try later. Let's move on. So dual viewers, 16 new caps to the library. Okay, that would mean Panorama. Take one of these panoramas, and what was this again? Caps, and then say add cap. Ah, okay. So now you can. There was only like the 3D Vista one and the compass, and now there's also all these orders. Yeah, I would usually have my own anyway. It's basically just an image which you put in Photoshop. I think 500 by 500 pixels. You save it as a caps. But quite nice. Okay, so let's try this one. Fix into panorama inertia effect. I like that one. Let's preview it. Just so for those people who don't know what a caps is, it's like an image you always put on under every panorama. So, and it's moving because of the inertia effect, which is pretty cool, I think. Anyway, let's move on. 16 new floor plan hotspots to the library. Okay, so that means floor plan, add floor plan. I'm just going to add an image like a panorama as a floor plan image. Doesn't matter too much for the sake of it, because I want to go to here, hotspots. Ooh, nice. This is what I've been missing a lot. This makes everything so much easier. Because otherwise you had to like create all these things yourself, and it's like, oh man, I just want something on the floor plan. And now you can just have these images. Two really, really fun. Okay, so that's thank you 3D Vista for doing that. Added two new skins, I already mentioned in the beginning. Added arrow gap property for Dropdown component and state styles. Okay, that would probably mean button, text button. Oh no, I'm wrong. It is Dropdown. This one. Okay, added styles. How was it called again? Arrow gap property for Dropdown menu. State styles. Arrow gap. I think it has to do with like the amount of space that is gone from the side. I'm not sure. Arrow. No, that was already in there. Arrow gap. Okay, I'm not sure about this. I don't know. I'm gonna skip this one. Scroll enabled option in the Popup Web Frame action. So it's basically when you delete this, take this text button, Popup Web Frame. Well, you can already see it enable scroll. This was not there before. Now it is. In the Popup Web Frame, it used to be like only like the web frame thing. So it was the web frame, this. You could already scroll, but not in the Popup Web Frame. So now you can do it as well. Autoplay option in the video settings panel. I guess that's here. Let's take a video. Download content, pixels. I always got a video. Autoplay. Oh, okay. Yeah, because usually before you had to like add an action to play the video when it's being viewed in a viewer or something like that. It was always a bit complicated. Now this makes more sense, so it's nice. Added save index file with .html extension option in the preferences option, preferences. Okay. Yeah, I've heard there's more possibilities sometimes with a HTML extension compared to the HTM extension. So let's publish this. Okay, let's see. So right here you can see this. And when I, how do I show you? Yeah, .htm. I'm not completely sure what all the benefits are of that, but sometimes it just makes more sense. I'm checking the commands. Yeah, the floor plan hotspots are very nice. I'm happy with them as well. Meanwhile, I'm going to check edit enable zoom option in the publish tab, panorama settings. Yes, the form won this battle. I know Rule was very fanatic in this one. And some other people as well, they were saying that there was something with enable zoom option. I wasn't completely following what was going on there and what this actually means. Let's see what this means. Let's wait for the export. Double check that I've got it right, understanding it. Okay. So now this one, hit me there. Yeah, HTML. So I think that's nice. Always nice to have extra options. Well, you gotta understand them, of course. Okay, so enable zoom option in publish tab, panorama settings. Okay, publish tab, and then panoramas. Panorama settings, enable zoom. Okay, so can I zoom in right now? Yes, but I think you could already do that before. Disable it. Yeah, now it's disabled. Okay. Funny with the floor plan, with transparency. Anyway, okay, I'm not really getting the point here, but someone will explain me later. Edit move view to horizon option in the panorama autoplay settings. I think that's really interesting because when people are not very familiar with the panoramas on how to do it, wait, let's do this. Yeah. So let's do the autopilot. So by default, I just goes a little bit to the right, but if you do like this, and it doesn't do anything anymore. But you can say then continue path. Okay, so continue path. To 1 second. I've made a tutorial about this. You can see about autoplay settings. like 2-3 days ago, something like that. So this would mean okay, it goes up. Let's move like this 1 second, and it continues. Okay, I'm not completely understanding because I'm missing this option. Move view to the horizon option in the Panorama AutoPlay settings. Panorama AutoPlay. Maybe it's not. This is Autopilot, AutoPlay. Maybe it is in the list. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yes. So 1 second. Move view to horizon. Okay. Now I get it. So it goes a bit to the right. Let's look all the way up. 1 second, and it goes down again. That's really nice, because you know some people are really like, well, idiots, as in like they just like a very old person is like, oh, you can, oh, okay, but why am I looking all the way to the, oh, that's where I have to look. You know, horizon is usually the most important thing. So that's quite nice. And also on mobile devices, when you're scrolling down or something, like it all sets to like the top or the lower. This is a really cool thing to use. Let's go to the next one. Added set as default language button and language subtab. So publish, e-learning, no, language. Let's say Espanol, that's my default language. I can set it as default language and it goes to the first. That's really nice. Set as default language. So, here you go. Added on show and on hide events for actions and hotspots. This is something I've been missing out a lot. I'm not remembering which kind of use case it was exactly, but there was something about it. So let's say I have some video and add action. Oh yeah, and there was something about the skin components I wanted to hide at a certain point, because I had something with JavaScript with cookies that I could remember a setting of a hotspot to save it, even if you would leave the virtual tour, and like I wanted to do the same with the skin, like hiding the skin with this cookie, but I knew how to hide the cookie, but I didn't know how to hide the skin. I was like, okay, I need something like on show of this hidden hotspot, then do this with the skin, show or hide it. And now that should be possible. So I could say, okay, yeah, because first I was only on click, on rollout or on roll over, which is quite limited when you want to achieve that particular use case. And now I can say on show of this hotspot, then show me the left panel, or well, let's hide it. Okay, let's say like this. Okay, so let's first start the tour with another panorama. Oh wait, how am I gonna get to that one? I need to have some navigation there. So this one, VG1. I'm going to remove this one, otherwise it's getting very confusing. But no Dropdown. All media elements, perfect. Have I tried database with 3D Vista? Please explain your question, what you're trying to get answered. So let's see. I'm going here now to VG1. There's the hotspot in there, and it's hiding the skin element triggered by the hotspot. Wow. I'm blown away. I'm happy with this. We're missing out this, and this creates like so many more opportunities to go for. Change the Autoexecutable for Mac to avoid damaged file problem if the application wasn't signed. Well, sorry guys, I don't use Mac. Support for adaptive video and normal videos, minimum 1080p with the export video to adaptive option in the Publish Popup. So videos, this was never adaptive. Okay, so publish. Guess it's here. Export video to adaptive. Okay, so I guess now it's not only 360 video but also video. So, okay, cool. Redesigned the My Tours tab. Yeah, looks fun. It's this. Oh no. But there's not really like a lot of change. But yeah, sure, looks better, I guess. I'm missing here like a plus thing, you know, like create new virtual tour, like plus click and then it starts a new thing. That would be nice. Hey, if 3D Vista's watching. PDF files are now open in the current view if you're using a Popup Web Frame. Okay, so that was never possible because it opened up a new thing. So let's hide this. Hide this. No, this one is nice. Hotspots. Add action, Popup Web Frame, and I had something like 360creators.com/empty pdf.pdf. Haha, empty PDF file. The standard lorem ipsum. Blah blah blah. Cool. So on click this https:// check this out. Aha, there it is. That's nice. It's much better. And I can also download the PDF from here. So, cool. And improve the PDF viewer in the tour view in Autoexecutable. Never used Autoexecutable. I don't know. You can now share the same audio, excluding directional audio between panoramas in the audio tab that way. Okay, so let's. I've made a video about that tutorial on how to do that with the skin components, which is still interesting for some other use cases. But anyway, let's see. Oh no, I don't have audio. Okay, I don't know. Sorry guys, but I guess it's pretty obvious. You can now close pop-ups with the ESC key. This is mind blowing. It's you know, like when I go to something like this, open info window, I can just press ESC and it just works. Man, you know, it sounds very silly, but you know, it is. When you have to do this a lot of times and you have to click on this little X, it's like with your mouse, you gotta move your mouse 3 seconds lost of your life and click. You know, and these 3 seconds you never see back in your life again. And that you know, it just sucks. Now it's like, oh, I made a mistake. It's like, boom. It's so much more convenient, and it's with all these little windows in 3D Vista. So thank you 3D Vista for saving seconds of my life. Accepted the Google Analytics thing. Yeah, I don't know exactly how this is, but apparently there's a new Google code and that's now accepted as well in Analytics ID. So cool. Allow negative cap value in a container. Ooh, okay. So that would mean I'm not. So container, okay. I could basically say right, minus 50%. Okay. I'm not completely understanding this. Negative gap value in a container. Gap. Wait. Let's put more containers in a container. Okay, there we go. Say vertical. Left top 1050. Okay, and now I can say minus 10. Aha. Okay, interesting. I don't know use case. I cannot do 99 is the max. I cannot do minus 100. I don't know if it's important, but okay, it's cool. I would like to have this as well possible here, you know, typing in minus 30 or something like that, because I think that could have some design possibilities. But anyway, and fix a lot of little issues I'm not going to get into. So that's it. I have no idea how long this live stream was there. I'm gonna see if there's questions. Floor plan hotspots, you can always zoom on a phone though. Okay, even with that disabled. Have you tried database with 3D Vista? Well, actually I have used a database with 3D Vista with Popup frames to externally change content without re-exporting 3D Vista. But yeah. I want to see hotspot tracking for 360 video. Yeah, well, sure. And in another tutorial I can do that maybe. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Give this live stream a like if you are still watching. I have right now 2 likes. Ooh, 3 likes. That's nice. Well, take care and see you in the next video. All right. Bye bye.